Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another Wednesday recipe video. And today we are going to be making a super stretchy fresh milk mochi. Timestamps are down below in the description if you want to skip the initial blah blah, but stick around if you want to hear a little bit about what we're making first. My hair's just doing whatever it wants today apparently. Fresh milk mochi is a super popular modern mochi dessert in both Taiwan and China at the moment. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is mochi made with milk. And it's super gooey and super stretchy and soft, not like the solid chewy mochis that we first think of when you say the word mochi or sticky rice cake. It's more pudding than cake, and rather than being eaten by itself as a dessert by itself, it's usually served with loads of other things. The most traditional version is it's served with some crushed peanuts and sugar, or crushed sesame seeds and sugar, or roasted soybean flour and sugar. You can also get more modern toppings like crushed Oreo biscuits. And one place in Chengdu I had it actually served it with some sugared matcha. In fact, it served it with everything. I'll put a picture up there now so you can see if I can find it. Gorgeous. And the idea is you just dab the mochi onto the dry toppings and eat them, or you take a scoop with your fresh fruit. It's also sometimes served with tofu pudding and sometimes on shaved ice desserts. It's a really versatile dessert component. I'm going to do it with the dry toppings today though, because that's the quickest way to serve it, and I'm feeling a bit lazy. Now the mochi itself, you only need 3 ingredients. You need milk, obviously, a little bit of sugar and tapioca flour. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. Let's start by making the mochi. Here I have 20 grams of tapioca flour, 10 grams of caster sugar, and I'm going to stir in 200 milliliters of milk. This can be any type of milk. I'm using full fat dairy milk here. Once it's all mixed in and smooth and no lumps, we're going to pop the heat on, about a medium heat, and we're going to stir until this is gloopy and mochi-like. Aha, see that? Starting to come together. Keep stirring. At this point it's going to start thickening very quickly, so don't stop stirring, keep at it. Once it reaches a stage where you can do that, drag your spatula across the bottom and it leaves a clear path. We're going to switch the heat off and just stir it while still on the hob for another minute or two, just to make sure everything's completely cooked. And that is some sticky fresh milk mochi. Okay, we need to let this cool down a little bit now, so I'm going to grab a lightly oiled bowl around here. So I've just brushed this bowl with a little bit of oil just so it doesn't stick too much. And we're going to dump our still hot fresh milk mochi in it. Naturally it will stick a little bit, but that's all part of the fun. Now I'm going to cover it so it doesn't dry out too much. Give it a little air. There we go, you don't want to cover it too much, otherwise it'll get condensation and that will drip back in. We're just going to leave this to cool to, it can be a bit warm when you serve it, warm to room temperature. While our mochi is cooling, we're going to make the toppings. Let's start with the most traditional and straightforward one. We're going to make some sweet roasted soybean flour. And when I say make, I mean stir up, because we've bought some pre-made roasted soybean flour. You can find this in Japanese stores, it's called kinako, or else just a huangdoufen in Chinese stores. It's the same thing. That was about a tablespoonful of roasted soybean powder, and I'm just going to add about 2 teaspoonfuls of caster sugar. And that is literally it. Another popular traditional topping for this would be crushed sesame seeds, so either black or white, both work, and you guessed it, sugar. So I'm not going to do that today because I'm a bit lazy. What I am going to do though is bash some biscuits, because we're going to make some modern toppings. We're simply going to bash some biscuits up in a bag. Oreos are actually a really popular crushed biscuit topping for fresh milk mochi in Taiwan and China. I'm actually going to use some bourbon biscuits because I prefer them much more than Oreos. Must be a British thing, I just think they're better. Put them in a sandwich bag and give them a light bashing. There we go, that'll do. We can keep these in the bag until we need them. And now we're going to make some matcha biscuit crumbs, but we're going to cheat a bit because I have some ordinary biscuits. I'm just going to put in 3 regular butter biscuits. Hang on, one of them has broken itself. Maybe a 4th one because the bourbons were a bit chunkier. I'm just going to pop a teaspoonful of matcha in there. Maybe half a teaspoonful. This stuff is expensive after all. Don't seal the bag up too much, by the way, otherwise you're just going to pop the bag when you do this. And again, bash, bash, bash. Lovely, I like this one a bit finer. Let's put everything together. We've got our mochi, which we're just going to dump right in the middle. I could have done that a little bit neater, to be honest. And now we're just going to spoon the toppings around it. Looking good. I'm not so skilled as to create even portions of the toppings or even create an even circle of the mochi, but never mind that. Let's do a mochi pull. Wow, that is, as you can see, super stretchy. I'm serving it with a tiny fork like they served it in Chengdu. Oh, this is so difficult to do without a table. I'm trying not to spill it everywhere. I'm going to go for my matcha powder. Dab, dab, dab. Cheers. That is super satisfying. It's so creamy and smooth as well. If you like custardy gooey desserts, I think you're going to love this, especially with the various crunchy dry toppings as well. Really lovely. Check out the wobble on that. One of my favourite ways to eat this actually is with sweet taro paste. I will actually attempt to make that another time. It just depends on when my local Chinese supermarket has the taro chunks to make it with. It's a really lovely dessert both in the winter and the summer because you can chill it for the summer and you can serve it warm in the winter. I just like taro paste full stop. I've even seen people serve this in bubble tea type drinks, so instead of the tapioca you have this, or sometimes with tapioca if you want it as an extra ingredient. And like I said, with chopped fresh fruit too, goes amazingly well with some chopped mango and chopped strawberries. If you want your stretchy milk mochi a little bit firmer, then add, I'd say maybe 30 milliliters less of milk and it'll be a bit more solid. But I think this is the perfect amount for the perfect stretchy milk mochi. And like I said, you can use any milk, so you can make it a dairy-free one. Use almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, whatever you like. So there you go, a super easy 3-ingredient stretchy milk mochi. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.taste, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, the best bit is when you get towards the end of the mochi and you try and mush as much of those sweet, delicious toppings into the mochi as possible. As you can see here, delicious.